Alright, y'all, it has been a while since I've been out here, so I figured I'd stop out here in the hot Texas sun and see what's going on over here at Academy in Frisco, Texas. So let's go inside real quick and see what they got. Now, first of all, I noticed I had one box of the 5.7 over here, the FN, and there's a good, decent price for it. Well, for nowadays. Honorable mention here, the 32 Smith & Wesson long. Hadn't seen that in a while. 38 special. Same thing there. They don't have a lot of it, but that's it's there for those of you who use it. Now, I did see some steel here, 9mm Tula, and the Monarch there as well. Those are the cheapest rates and so forth. Everything else about $19 a box. So about, what is that? About 40 cents. 40 cents a round. Seems to be about the shortest or the cheapest. Right, that's about the average price nowadays. No matter what you buy, 50 rounds at a time, 100 rounds at a time, 200 rounds at a time. 45 auto over here, they've got it as well, and they have a few choices. And back to the 9 real quick. That one slipped in there, and let's go over here and see what they got. They got a few different brands here: Winchester, Sig, and different box sizes, as you can see. Once again, 40 cents a round is about the average price now for the basic Target stuff here, except for this Tula. Now, I did grab a box of this Tula here, and I want to see if I can find some ammo that does not run through my Taurus G2 G3C that will run through a Glock. So we're going to test that out a little bit here and there. So they do have your self-defense rounds and so forth over here, and a few options to choose from. And like I said, make sure this stuff will run through your gun before you rely on it. So grab a box or two, run through it, and make sure it's going to work for what you need. Because there's nothing like picking up your gun and finding out that it's not going to cycle, it's not going to chamber, which is actually what happened a couple weeks ago. So 380 ACP, they have that out here as well. Target practice stuff, and I don't shoot a lot of 380 just simply because it's more expensive. So I do have a bodyguard that I just don't use very often, but I do practice it with it every now and then, run a few shots and make sure that I can still pull the trigger. And yeah, I can still pull the trigger. So they do have your self-defense rounds and so forth for that as well. 45 ACP, they have your self-defense rounds, and they do have some target practice rounds on here. Once again, that 45 gets a little expensive there, so compared to the 9. So I stick with the 9. So 5.56. They do have some 5.56 and 2.23 over here, and I believe the prices, if my math is right, is anywhere between 60 and 70 cents, closer to that 70 cents around there for just about the average Target stuff. And of course, you got your hunting rounds, which are a little bit different there and a little bit specialized. And so I just go out there and plink around, so I don't really spend a lot of extra money on the 2.23 and the 5.56, and I tend to stick towards the 5.56 personally, just because that's what I found more of, I guess, when I was buying quite a bit of it. So I've got that there. So they do have that on the shelves over here. Now they do have the 500 round boxes over here of the green tip, and they do have the red packaging over here as well, which is a little bit cheaper. And once again, that's it averages out to be about 70 cents a round once you get to it. So as you see, they do have some hunting rounds over here with a 350, and I did see some 300 black out here as well. And they had some 308, some hunting rounds over here, like I showed you a minute ago. And let's see what else they got here. They've got up here quite a bit of different so they do have some blackout, 300 blackout. Like I said, I didn't double check to see which one of these are subsonic and so forth, but they did have a few options there, as you can see here. I don't know much about 300 blackout. I haven't shot it before. I've just seen it in the stores, so that's something I'll have to branch out to pretty soon so I can give you my opinion. Not that it matters, but nonetheless. And the famous old 22 LR, they do have some of that, and that averages about to be 9 or 10 cents a round. Depends on what you're getting and so forth. We're just blinking. And they did have the D22 WMR as well. And they do have this Pro 22. I don't know. I guess if I was doing some competitions for 22, maybe I'd go for something more, because most boxes of that 22 that I come across do have some flaws in it somewhere, whether it's the gun jamming up or it's the round that gets damaged. 7.62, they did have a little bit of 7.62 over here, Tula. And it's not the $4 and $5 and $6 a box that we were seeing before, but it is there. And this shotgun ammo, this 12 gauge, I was buying that for $22 a box a while back. But But here it is. So as you can see there, the shelves are pretty well full. And then there's no lines and so forth like there were a couple years ago. But well, it's back out in the hot sun for me. There it is at Academy. Y'all stay wild.